Here I am trying to film this video for the third time. Just can't get any peace or quiet in this household. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For the people that don't know, I'm gonna be uploading twice a week on this channel now, so there will be 2 videos a week coming out on here, so more content from me, man. So make sure that you guys subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss an upload. As you can see from the title, today we are going to be doing a Reddit video where we are basically going to be reacting to posts from the subreddit Am I Overreacting, and we're basically just going to be assessing who is overreacting in the situation, whether the original poster is justified, all of that stuff. So we'll get into it. You guys can also give your thoughts and opinions down below, see what's tea. But yeah, I'm kind of just dabbling in everything right now, seeing what people like, because I know some people have been asking as well if I'm still going to do video essays, things like that. So honestly guys, let me know in the comment section down below what it is like you like from me the most, what you think I should continue doing, things like that. I'm just really trying to like do a bit of everything to see what is landing. But yeah, let's get into this for a third time. Okay, so the first post we have is from a user called AmIOverreacting. I hope I said that correctly. And the header says, "Am I overreacting? Message from my boyfriend for my 30th birthday, written by AI." I'm sorry, that title is insane. Like, what do you mean your boyfriend sent you a message written by AI for your birthday? And first off, why does it even say boyfriend as well? It should say ex-boyfriend. This is messed up. Like, this is messed up. Let's read the description though. "It's my 30th birthday and I've been dating my boyfriend for over 7 months. Even though it hasn't been a long time, we've gone through various situations that have brought us closer. The death of my dad, living alone in another country. Today at 12 a.m. I received a message with the word and expressions he usually doesn't use. I scanned it with GPT-0 and it says the message is 100% AI generated. I feel offended and sad, and I don't even want to reply to my boyfriend. Should I say something or am I overreacting?" Sister, first off, you are not overreacting at all. This is an underreaction, in fact.
Clock that T. Clock it. Clock that T. Clock it. Clock that T. Clock it.
Because I'm sorry, this is disrespectful. This is disrespectful. First off, to me, it just gives that he doesn't care. He literally just doesn't care, because he couldn't even muster up any sort of brain power to make a nice message for you on your birthday. Like, no one is asking you to write poetry or write her a haiku, but like, at least give something heartfelt, something that you actually wrote. Like, to ask GPT to make it for you is just like, that's despicable. I'm so sorry. And the fact that the post is, again, saying my boyfriend, it should say my ex. My ex. I'm sorry, this is grounds for breakup. For him to do this just shows that you're not a priority. That's just, to me, what it shows, because if he actually cared and he wanted to really show how much he cares for you, how much he likes you, he would have put effort into write an actual message. Let's see what the comments are saying though. So most people are agreeing, saying that she is not overacting, that this is messed up. Someone said just reply thanks ChatGPT and leave it at that. Now that is good advice. That's exactly what I do. Honestly, no, not even this situation. I would literally just block him. Like, I'm so sorry, like, you're getting blocked. Like, you're getting blocked and you have to email me with your apology. Next post is by a user called 1 in 100, and the header says, "Am I overreacting by telling my roommate's booty call she had HIV?"
You're joking.
That header is also insane. So the description says, "So for a bit of context for those who didn't see my story in Am I the Asshole? I recently told my roommate's booty call she had HIV as she was planning to sleep with him without telling him. This is the follow-up after that situation." So she linked some screenshots of a Snapchat conversation, and I'm assuming her roommate is called Lisa. So Lisa messages her saying, "I want you out of my life. What you did was so unacceptable. Dude ghosted me and I really liked him. You effed up everything. You're a trash roommate and no real friend. You F up everything in my life. I'm tired of having you around. Then OP replies, what? That guy had a right to know, and you surely weren't going to tell him I did what I thought was right. I wasn't trying to ruin everything, and I'm very sorry if I did. Look, I'm really sorry, but to be fair, you weren't exactly going about it the right way either. Lisa then responds, I don't care you disclose personal and private info. There's a reason I don't want him to know. People judge stuff like what I have, and I'm not proud of it. My friends, when they come over, they don't even care about me anymore. It's always, where is Jess? What is she doing? Is she gonna be here? And I'm sitting here, they're supposed to be here for me, not you. You F up my friendships and you ruin my reputation. I'm fed up, get out. And OP replies, that's not my fault. And while we're on the subject, may I add that you sit on your phone the whole time your friends be over, even when I don't really talk. They come to my room and say hi. They want to be around me. They don't want to be around you. Maybe that should tell you something about your character. I'm not being mean, and Lisa, you're not a bad person, but the way you have been acting lately, you haven't exactly been very nice to me or other people. I don't want to end our friendship over something like this. Okay, so that was a lot. First off, I'm going to say that I personally don't think that the OP is overreacting for feeling the need to step in, because honestly, the fact that Lisa said the guy ghosted her just clearly shows that that guy wouldn't have actually consented to sleeping with her. So honestly, I feel like in some sense the OP saved Lisa from a very messy situation where that guy could have been on your case now because you put him into a situation that he didn't really consent to be in. And I also feel like some of Lisa's anger as well towards OP is not even really related to the situation. It's actually outside things, such as how her friends are apparently like OP more than they do like Lisa. So I feel like some of this stuff as well, Lisa is like more pent up and it like anger that's been bubbling for a very long time. But I'll be honest, I feel like when it comes to things like that, especially related to sexual health, like I understand there is a lot of negative stigma around people who live with HIV, and I completely sympathize with what Lisa might have to go through, because people can be really mean. But I also feel like when it comes to things like that, especially related to your sexual health, things like that, you have to be like 100% open and honest with the people that you're engaging with. And I just feel like when it comes to things like hookup culture and all that, it doesn't really create a space where you are open and honest with the people who you're engaging with. So I just feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like the OP overstepped a boundary. And honestly, I'm not sure if OP and Lisa will be able to fix their situation. But I feel like if Lisa is still, you know, very angry, you know, aggressive towards OP, I think OP should just leave the situation at that. Most of the people in the comments though are agreeing that the OP did the right thing, they were justified. Yeah. Someone actually said in the comments, not only are you not overreacting, but I'm scared to think of how many people they slept with who didn't know. Isn't there some kind of law that prohibits someone with an STD from purposely spreading it around without consent, sorry? Apparently from the comment section, they're saying that engaging in someone without telling them that you have HIV is a crime. So she helped you from not breaking the law, actually. So yeah, I don't think she was overreacting for that situation. Okay, next post we have is from the user Mysterious Otter. The header says, am I overreacting for telling my ex how I felt about him coming to my nan's funeral? The description says, me 23F and my ex 23M were together for 3 years and broke up last October. Since then, we have had little communication, but anytime we have, he has been constantly disrespectful and deliberately hurt me. This has resulted in a lot of angst about him being at the funeral. Me and my nan were incredibly close. Her death was quite sudden and it has affected me greatly. He is aware of this. This is why I wanted to have a clear mind at the funeral so that I could grieve properly without having to process that I would be seeing him for the first time in months and how he interacts with me. I wanted to let my ex know how I was feeling about this, as a lot of people around me told me I should let him know, even though I was nervous about starting up that conversation with him. But now that I have, a lot of my family have taken his side. Am I really being an asshole? Am I overreacting to the way he is talking to me and that my family are taking his side? Just to clarify, no one asked him to be there. and I sent that last message to him a couple of days later because I didn't like how he had left things. She's left some screenshots of a text conversation between them, so let's read those. Okay, so the OP starts off saying, "Is it okay if I can talk to you about how I'm feeling about the funeral?" Her ex replies, "Yeah, sure. I'm guessing you don't want to see me." OP then says, "I just wanted to let you know how I'm feeling. If you want to be there for yourself, I'm not going to stop you, but I would prefer that you didn't come. Processing you being there on top of processing my grief is going to be overwhelming. I'm not sure how I'll handle it or having to interact with you whilst being in that state. I think it would make it a lot harder for me on a day that's already extremely difficult. There is going to be a live stream of the funeral. I'd appreciate it if you'd consider choosing to attend this way instead of in person." Then her ex replies, "No offense, but this really isn't about you." Then OP replies, "That's so rude. I never said that it was. I just wanted to communicate with you exactly how I was feeling about my nan's funeral and hoped you would be understanding of that. My mistake." Then her ex replies, "It's a bit rude you request someone not to come to a funeral. I feel fondly about Nora and want to pay respect as I'm sure she would have wanted. I consider myself a family friend and wanted to show support to those who have asked me to be present. I'm genuinely shocked you'd ask that." Then OP replies, "All I have done is express how I feel about the situation and establish a boundary. I know it's not about me, but if it isn't, then it certainly isn't about you. I have already expressed I can't stop you and have given you alternative ways to pay your respect. I need you to know how I feel." Then her ex replies, "You probably don't understand the lack of etiquette you've displayed by asking someone not to come to a funeral. I'm not going to argue with you, but please reflect on your selfishness." Then OP replies, "This was never an argument, just me communicating my feelings. You've replied to that by being rude, then trying to make me feel guilty when I'm already going through a rough spot, taking no consideration for my feelings. I'm the selfish one in this situation. All I wanted to do was express how I felt. The way that you have responded is embarrassing, hurtful, and unfortunately has not been surprising." Oh, so he's been acting like this. Then her ex replies, "I won't come to the funeral out of respect for you, but you know that it deeply saddens me." OP replies, "Since this conversation is not going anywhere and has just been you saying hurtful comments, I'm going to leave it here. Period." Then OP messages again saying, "Hi, I just want to let you know that I wasn't trying to tell you you couldn't come the other day. I just wanted to let you know how I was feeling about the whole situation. Our last conversation has amplified those feelings. However, ultimately it's up to you if you want to come." Then her ex replies, "I will be coming as a duty to blank and the rest of my family, but most importantly for blank. I'm disappointed in you." Wow, okay. I will say right now, the OP, you are not overreacting for simply setting a boundary. You said in the description of this that every time you guys interacted after your breakup, he was intentionally disrespectful and hurt your feelings. So he already just doesn't really respect you that much. Then in this conversation, he proceeds to call you selfish, says you think everything is about you. That's a wild response to have to someone who's just simply telling you, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling." She never even said, "Don't come." That's the craziest thing. She never told him, "Don't come." He just decided to make it that because she's feeling a certain way about him potentially being there, now that means she's saying he can't come. Like, she literally said, "You can come if you want to, just know that I feel a certain way." And the reason why she is saying that is probably because she would hope that in your rotten little heart that you might actually consider her feelings and be like, "Do you know what? It's her grandma who's just passed away. I don't want to make the day, more stressful or worse for her. So let me just pay my respects in another way." That's crazy. He's talking about you're making about yourself. You're making about yourself. You think that how you personally feel is more important than her. It's her grandma who has passed away, not yours. Like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you may be a family friend, but this is actually her relative, not yours. So the fact that he thinks that he is the one who's in the driving seat is insane to me. I'm completely on the OP side. Like, this guy seems like he's rude as hell, not nice at all. I really don't like his demeanor in the messages at all. Like, he comes across just very, very rude, like very mean as well. But yeah, that's my opinion on the situation. But let's see what people in the comments are saying, because there was a lot. One person left a comment, "Since he already said he won't come to the funeral out of respect to you, That's also another thing as well. He changed his mind after she sent another message a day after, because he said, okay, I won't go out of respect for you, but I'm sad. And then he said, I will be going because it's my duty. Like, what happened? Since he already said he won't come to the funeral out of respect for you, why did you message him again? You should have just left things there. You achieved what you wanted, no? Especially since you said he's been hurtful to you whenever you communicate. I don't get it. I mean, she did say in the description before that she sent that message because she didn't like how they left things off. But sister, I'm not gonna lie, the way he spoke to you was very disrespectful. You should not even be the one who's trying to initiate conversation again to try and mend things. Like, you really should have just left it there. Like, you got what you wanted. He should have respected what you said. And you know, also another thing that I think as well is that even if he did feel so obliged to go, you could have made it in a way that you didn't really have much contact with her. Like, I don't know, you could have just sat at like the back of the service or whatever, you know, paid your respects to the whoever family members you feel the need to, and then just leave. He literally projected that onto her and said, now you're the one who's being self-centered. Like, nah, you're clocking yourself actually. I feel like she should have literally just expressed how she felt once, told him. Honestly, me personally as well, I wouldn't have even told him, oh, you can still come. I would have told him, I don't want you there. Like, that's just the real tea. You've already been treating me like trash. You've been rude as hell to me. I don't want you there. Like, period. You're not coming. Like... And the fact that her family members are taking his side as well is crazy. Like, they prefer that man over you. Like, bruh, I don't know. It's given that you might need to cut off someone, like you might need to go no contact with some of your family members too, because that's crazy. They're not sympathizing with you, but they can sympathize for that guy who's allegedly been deliberately hurting your feelings and being disrespectful. Okay, yeah. So the next post is from the user Old Concert 1906. So the header says, am I overreacting 36th birthday? Okay, so in the description it says, for context, about 6 months ago, I was having a dark night of the soul and made the mistake of calling my mum to talk about my concerns, mostly just trying to be closer to my siblings and to build my business. So I was feeling pretty low, and although she has always been quite cruel, I didn't expect her to actually scream at me. I mean, really loudly without provocation. She can be kind when she wants to, but overall has always been very critical of me, and I've gone back and forth about setting boundaries, but that was the last straw. I stopped talking to her for about a month after that, so she called in a sheriff report and trashed me to my friends when I would not talk to her. This is not the first or even second time she has gone to my friends and trashed. As the mother of a 10-year-old girl, I could never imagine doing this to my daughter. I feel very guilty for not talking to my mum, but I can't be her anymore, and I can't let her crazy rages and lies ruin my kids' safety and my relationships. She is spiteful and conniving enough to make up the most ridiculous scenarios to slander anyone, from the cashier at the store who got the price wrong to her neighbours because she doesn't like their car. Whew, this is crazy, okay? And she has left some messages from her and her sister's conversation. So let's read those. So her sister sends, would you please talk to mum for your birthday? She's mortified and devastated that you're not speaking to her. OP then responds, she called the sheriff and told them I'm not safe for my children and I am mentally unwell and unfit. They had to do a welfare check on blank and blank. I had to go through an investigation. I called blank and told him all about it when it happened. She also in the same day contacted my friend blank and told her a whole ton of stuff about me to make me look bad. I'm not opening up myself for it ever again. Then her sister responds, no sister, I understand, I get it. She's a effing nutcase and you already know this, but punishing her by not speaking to her is literally killing her. I think if she can go back into time and do things over, she would. But I'm telling you right now, if mum were to have a heart attack and die, or something would have happened with her, you would feel like crap, and I mean it. My grandma died and I know you weren't very close to her, but it's a patch that you can never patch up. So I wish she would just stop having such hatred and stop having such anger and just let it go. It's not worth it. And life's too short. You don't even know if something would have happened to you. The guilt she would have felt is too short anyway. Anyways, happy birthday. You should just say, hi mum, I love you. I just don't feel like talking. That's all she talks about, is wanting to talk with you. Maybe not have a friendship, but you could at least just say happy birthday to me mum. I love you. Thank you for giving birth to me or something, instead of not saying anything. And it's been too long enough. F all your friends, they're not your mum. I'm just saying. Bro, I haven't finished reading it, but this sister is weird as hell. Like, the cognitive dissonance is crazy. For you to say that she's a nutcase and that she is clearly very conniving and vindictive when it comes to one of her daughters, and then in the same breath say, oh, F your friends, they're not your mom. Oh, you should just talk to her and say happy birthday, I love you. Why would you love someone who almost took your children away from you? Like this, that's crazy. Like, I'm sorry to say that to your own sister. You must be smoking ganja. Then OP replies, K, well, that's your point of view. I see how you see it. I'm not arguing and I don't agree. I think the well-being of my mind and the minds of my children, who could have been removed from my care if she had been successful. Period. Then the sister replies, no, that's fine. I totally agree with your view. You have your right, but I'm just saying you can't get time back. I love you. Happy birthday. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I hope the kids are having fun with you. Yeah, I already said it, but this sister is weird. It's like she's really riding the fence. Like, she's riding the fence. Can't really pick a side. You say your mum, you know that your mum is, in that case, that she's done all these horrible things to your sister, but you're telling your sister, oh, just talk to her, just talk to her. And I hate how she's also trying to bring her personal feelings into it and project it onto her sister by saying, oh, well, you know, my grandma died and, you know, I felt so trash after she died because I couldn't, you know, I can't speak to her, and, you know, we ended on bad terms. And I'm like, bro, nobody told the mum to go and call flipping CPS or whatever and get the welfare check and all this and do something. So like, there's no way that you can do that without malice intent. She doesn't truly care or love her daughter if she can do something like that. That's just the real tea. So telling her that the onus is on her to fix this relationship, this messed up relationship, if there even is a relationship at this point, is crazy. Like, she don't need to say nothing. Like, the mum can enjoy her birthday by her damn self. Maybe, does she have friends? I don't know. From the way that they describe her in these text messages, she doesn't seem like a very pleasant person to be around. So I wouldn't be surprised if she has no company, no friends. Oh no, actually, it's the OP's birthday. Sorry, yeah, it's the OP's birthday. That's even more crazier. You're asking her on her own birthday to speak to her mum, who almost ruined her life. Like, that's insane. I'm sorry. Why are you making her day about the mum? Who cares? Like, who actually cares? Like... Who cares about the mom? Like, please be all the way for real. It's her birthday, her day. She don't want to speak to the mom. She don't have to speak to the mom. Like, the hell? Okay, let's check the comments though. Okay, so most people are agreeing that the OP is justified. They're in the right. Someone said the mom is just gonna have to suffer on this one. That's unacceptable. Period. Because that's crazy. Like, there's no way you can do something like that without malice intent. That is malicious. Like, that's not an oopsie. That's not like a thing that you just do by mistake or whatever. Like, no, you knew what you were doing. That's crazy. And your sister Loki as well, she sounds like an enabler. And to be honest though, there's always that type of dynamic within like a toxic family situation. There's always that one sibling who like enables the toxic parent. Your sister is giving that sibling. Like, you might need to also limit contact with her as well, because she's giving enabler. Okay, so this one is sent in by the user Pimling1234. So the header says, am I overreacting? These texts are from my biological father. So the description says, I, 27F, know that people are going to think this is fake or that it's obviously not a OR. I don't know what that means. But please hear me out because this is 100% real and it still eats me up inside. Please try not to be too cruel in the comments. Background. My parents divorced when I was an infant and my father was a distant workaholic. For the most part, I only saw him every other weekend. We would sometimes cook dinner together and watch TV or play video games, but he didn't talk much, so that was the extent of our interactions. As an adult, I started attending the college he taught at and wanted to reconnect after hearing nice things about him from other teachers and students. We hadn't seen each other in a couple years and he didn't even recognize me at first. We met for lunch a few times and then one night I stopped by his house to pick up a few items. He was already in bed, so I sat down on his bed so we could talk for a bit. And here's the part where I start to feel ashamed and responsible for everything. From my perspective, I just wanted to be close with my dad, and I had cuddled in bed with my mum all the time whenever we talked like that. And I'd seen and heard about plenty of other people being affectionate with their dads. So when he welcomed me in to cuddle with him, I was honestly just really happy. I didn't think it was wrong or weird at all, so we cuddled. But then he started touching my thigh underneath my skirt and saying things that set off some serious alarm bells. Oh dear. I made an excuse to get up and leave and sat in my car in my driveway for a long time, trying to wrap my head around what had happened. I tried to come up with innocent explanations for what he could have meant by all of it until he sent me these texts. Am I overreacting? Explanation. I never replied to these texts or spoke to him ever again. I cut him out of my life immediately and permanently over this. However, I told a psychiatrist about it and he said it was my fault for cuddling with my dad and that any father would have those kinds of thoughts about his daughter. Huh?
Oh. Like, right?
You're doing therapy with the pedophile. You're doing therapy with the pedophile. Lock off the therapist, lock off the psychiatrist, whoever. That person needs the license revoked. I told my friends about it and they asked me if I wanted it or liked it and then acted like it wasn't a big deal at all and implied that I should just get over it. Again, get rid of it. Oh, it says no, we are no longer friends. Okay, cool. Because I was about to say, you need to get rid of those friends too. Everyone is giving enabler. I told my grandmother, his mother, about it and she said it was just a stupid mistake and that he wouldn't do it again. See what I mean about the coddling? What's it? The male identified behavior. My goodness. Grandma, at your big age, at your colossal age, you're defending a grown man. My mum made me report it to the police due to it being unwanted sexual contact, but they said none of what he did was illegal or could be proven as sexual and refused to follow up. Of course. This is why I haven't been able to stop worrying about whether or not I overreacted. I worry about whether it's my fault for getting into his bed, whether I should have replied to his text and told him that I wasn't interested in that and just wanted him to be my dad, whether I shouldn't have gone to the police and made a report, and whether I could still have a relationship with my dad if I had reacted differently. Sorry, I know this is well above Reddit's pay grade, but like I said, I've been to a psychiatrist with it and that only made matters worse. I feel terrible over it and need to know whether most people think this was an overreaction or not. Again, please try to be kind in your replies. This is real. I wish it weren't. So she linked some screenshots of messages. So the OP says, thanks dad, got it. Sorry, at work now, love you dad. Then the dad replies, I had fun when you came and I'm glad you could get some use out of blank stuff. It'd be nice to know your address sometimes. There are big snowstorms that I'd rather not drive through, so maybe I could stay with you and maybe I could stop over after class if you want. Totally up to you. And then he replies, my goal isn't to push. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was coming on to you. I shouldn't have done what I did, but I thought if you didn't like it, you'd tell me. Oh, I need a gun. I need a gun. I need a gun. This is disgusting. Like, this is disgusting. This is insane. Like, can you imagine? You try to reconnect with your dad after how many years of him not being in your life. And also the fact that he's a professor as well is even more concerning because you are around a bunch of freshly legal, still young girls. Like, ugh, bro. The last message that he sent where he says, oh, I thought if you didn't like it, you'd tell me. That's disgusting. Like, that's your daughter. That's your daughter. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're into incest? Like, I don't understand. Like what? Why are we even needing to explain the concept of consent to your own daughter? Like, oh my gosh. Bro, you don't touch nobody without their consent. You don't just touch people like that without their consent, let alone your own daughter. And these messages that he just sent literally proves that she's not misreading the situation. He literally says here, I thought if you didn't like it, you tell me. Like, he's literally saying I shouldn't have done what I did because he knew it was inappropriate. So this wasn't some innocent thing of, oh, you know, daddy, daughter. This is messed up, and the fact that everybody you know defended him and enabled him, like, this is disgusting. Like, I'm so sorry that this happened to the OP. This is horrible. Like, this is genuinely traumatizing. Like, imagine your most recent interaction with your dad being this. Like, that is traumatizing. This is disgusting. Like, seriously, this is actually disgusting. And the fact that that was their first meeting in person as well. Why did he took a mile from an inch, not even an inch, a centimeter. You took a mile. Like, this is horrible. Like, this is actually horrible. Let's see the comments though. Someone said, find a new psychiatrist immediately. Any father would have those kind of thoughts about his daughter. What the F? That's not true. Absolutely disgusting. Exactly. And the OP replied saying, thank you. I never really had any other men in my life. And a lot of exposure in popular culture is all about men being sexual, predatory, violent, etc. I feel like I have a lot to unlearn about how men think and feel because of this. Of course, I've seen examples of healthy men and masculinity too, but it's hard to internalize when there are men like that, psychiatrists, who reinforce those negative perceptions as if they were completely normal. It really sowed a lot of doubt for me about whether or not men are just really like this. This is horrible. Like, this is not what I was expecting to read when I saw the headline. Horrible. And honestly, I wouldn't even say, I feel like genuinely the grandma probably even knows that this dad is low-key a creep, or he has been doing nefarious things like this before, and she just chooses to pretend that it doesn't exist, or she tries to basically cope into not thinking that her son is a weirdo when he actually is. Like, that's disgusting. And the fact that he works as a professor in a university or a college is just even worse. Like, he needs to be fired. Like, he needs to be fired. I wouldn't be shocked if he even tried to take advantage or has taken advantage of a student at that school. And the fact that she reported him as well, the police did nothing. Of course, a fork found in the kitchen. Someone said, the worst part of this to me is that you wanted to have a bond with him by cuddling, which is not weird at all. Even an adult and parent, when it's safe and wholesome, you were coming from a wholesome childlike place and he took advantage of that. He admitted to being wrong, so we know it wasn't just misunderstood. That has to be painful for you. I feel so badly for you, and I sincerely hope you can find peace somehow. Please just don't ever blame yourself because you did nothing wrong. You were just wanting him to be a dad. Exactly. Like, can you imagine trying to bond with your father and he does that? Like, bro. And it's so sad because people are telling her as well, oh, you were asking for it. This like rape culture, like rhetoric of, oh, if you do this, you're asking for it. If you do this, what did you expect? Like, this is a whole boys will be boys mentality. Like, this is a grown man and that is his daughter. Like, it's so shameful. Like, and the fact that the OP is the one who's feeling embarrassed or ashamed when he should be feeling all the shame for doing something like that. Do you know what? I'm going to add in one more just because I don't want to end the video on such a dark note. The last one here is from the user Meowag. I don't know. Meowag, that's what we're going with. The header here says, am I overreacting for thinking my friend is entirely irrational for accusing me of cheating on my boyfriend? Oh dear. The description says, okay, so I, 18F, had this post of myself on TikTok which resulted in a lot of comments complimenting me and calling me pretty, i.e. one of the comments had ended up being flirty and then followed up with something along the lines of, just kidding, unless you want to, I had to shoot my shot. I had replied to this comment with, I have a boyfriend, but I respect the game. A couple of hours after this, I received a text from my best friend, 19F, of 3 years, calling my boyfriend a cuck and practically accusing me of borderline cheating on my boyfriend for replying to the comment and liking the comments on my post. I had tried to explain to her that my boyfriend didn't mind at all and he thought my reply was funny and that I knew the boundaries in my own relationship. Also that I like all of the comments I get. She also managed to say that I was a waste of time if I didn't think what I did was gross. Am I overreacting for thinking she's like way out of her right here? She blocked me, but I've considered trying to contact her to communicate. Just for clarification, she is in her own relationship that she's claimed to be happy in, so I have no idea why she would care about this so much. Some of the texts might be cut out or seem like they were in the middle of a conversation because of personal information / names. She's got the screenshots here of her friend sending her DMs. So her friend has sent a picture of a screenshot of the TikTok comment section in her video, I guess. She replies saying, dude, you realize you just said that you respect a man who is hitting on you, right? Then OP replies saying, yeah, I showed my boyfriend it was a joke, he doesn't care. Then her friend replies, it's just odd to me is all, like really odd. Why respect someone who doesn't respect you? And even pay mind to people who hit on you when you have a boyfriend. Then OP replies saying, okay, well, I know my relationship boundaries, so it's okay, and it was a joke since he had said he was also just kidding. I don't know, I like to reply to my comments. I do that on a lot of my posts. I don't know, it didn't mean anything, lol. Then she replies to her saying, who said they were just kidding? Then OP replies saying, the guy who commented that said he was joking, so I joked too. Then her friend replies saying, he didn't say that, he said he was playing unless he wanted to, it's just odd. Then she replies saying, yeah, he said he was kidding unless I wanted, so I said I had a boyfriend in a joking way as well. I'm not gonna lie, so far here, this is giving that she's projecting. Like low-key, I feel like she had a past relationship or whatever where the person cheated on her through social media or something like that, and now she's projecting that onto you because you've made it clear here what your boundaries are, and she's still trying to say, oh, it's odd, it's odd. Okay, it's odd to you, but you're not in the relationship, so I don't understand why she's so pressed. Girl, it's got nothing to do with you, like, bruh. Then she said, oh, and then she replied saying, yeah. Her friend replied saying, not an oh, as in I understand. I don't know why you're saying yeah, like I agreed with you. I'm just done with this conversation. It's embarrassing. Then OP replies, oh, okay. I don't know why you're being really mean and rude all of a sudden. Then she replies saying, I'm not being rude or mean. I'm just stating the obvious. It's concerning. Then OP replies, it's not really concerning. I know my own relationship. It's okay. Like I really appreciate the concern, but there's really no need for it. Yeah, and I completely agree with the OP because why are you so concerned? She already told you it's okay, like it's cool. I just don't get why she's still going at this point. Like, just give it up. The friend replies to her saying, you know cucks like to watch other people flirt with you. Describes your boyfriend pretty well. Then the OP replies, if it's not gross to the person I'm with, then it doesn't matter because my responsibility of boundaries is to him. Exactly. Just because he's not as insecure about it when he's the one who told me what to reply with, it doesn't really make him a cuck. She replies, just watch, you'll see. This is really weird. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this is weird because it's getting to a point where she is messaging this girl. It's not even really out of real concern now. It's now you trying to pry into their relationship, and like the cuck comment, all of that is just so unnecessary. Like, and these will be the type of people as well who will be hiding under the guise of, oh, I'm just trying to look out for you, da da da. Like, you're weird. Like, you are weird. Like, she already told you, bro, you don't need to worry. Like, my boyfriend is cool, he's fine, he doesn't care. Like, leave it. And she's still going. Like, it's just weird. That's why I'm just like, you have to just be projecting. Like, it's given projection. Did your last boyfriend cheat on you with a girl in his TikTok comments? Like, I don't know, because for you to be this concerned doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's not your relationship. Someone replied saying she either loves you or your boyfriend or hates herself and seethes with resentment. Either way, that's not your friend. And I agree, because to me it just doesn't make sense for you to be this concerned. Like, why do you care so much? I feel like this is probably the type of like monitoring spirits that people be talking about, like people who just be lurking around waiting for like a moment to like cause chaos or something. That's what this friend is giving. Like, she does not care. She doesn't care about your relationship or whatever. Like, please. Either way, whatever the reason is, she needs to stay far away from you, or you need to block her because she's weird. That was the last post, guys, that we've gone through. So I think we did we do 6? I think so. Damn, I've almost been filming for an hour. Wow. Guys, I'm hungry as hell. I'm going to eat some food after this, probably make myself some dinner. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. If you made it to the end, comment a zebra emoji. Put a zebra emoji in your comment so that I know that you made it to the end, so I can heart it. But yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you lot enjoyed it. If you want me to do a part 2 more reacting to this subreddit, or if you want me to go into Am I the Asshole or any other subreddits that you guys know of, you want me to do that, we can definitely do that. Yeah, I had fun doing this video and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys for my next video. Bye.